What's going on, y'all? Hope all is well. Another episode of Combos with the CFP, Mario Payne in beautiful Florida. And I had a conversation today with a client. She was not happy. I paid all this money for college, and my daughter doesn't want to get her master's. We set aside money to help her get her doctorate. She don't get scholarships. She was upset. So today, I want to talk about the value of time from an educational standpoint, because you can put a value on everything. Now, time we don't get back. Days go by, we don't get that back. Money goes by, we can get that back eventually, but we cannot get our time back. But one to kind of go over from a investment standpoint, from a fiscal standpoint, and from a money standpoint, while I recommend a person going through college, don't get a job, don't go to college part-time, go directly from your master's to your doctorate after the undergrad, of course. Well, first off, bank rate tells us, right? And we ain't gonna get to, less than high school or high school diploma. Yes, any job is a good job. You're doing something legally and productive. However, in this conversation with your CFP, we're talking about degrees, right? So associate's degree, 50,000. Bachelor's degree, 69,000. Master's degree, 81,000. Professional degree, 100,000. Different. 70 to 81, and it doesn't seem like that much, 11,000. Big jump though from bachelor's to professional degree, which is a doctorate. Big jump. Over the course of time, it gets bigger and bigger. You think about, we get a raise, we get $100,000, get a 3% raise, that's $3,000. We have $70,000 job, we get a 3% raise, that's only $2,100. So every single year, we are not making as much, and that gap gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger because we have a small amount to start with. But that's just from a medium salary standpoint. What about an income standpoint over time? Well, this is where the numbers get real. And then we're going to talk about the investments. Before we get started, make sure we like, share, subscribe to our channel. We continue to grow. Thank you guys for your support. Check out our ETF, LETB as in boy. So in the stock market, the first black-owned AI-powered ever ETF on the stock market. And of course, we have our investment app, Let Bob help you. We're all about protection. Look at here, look at here, look at here, look at here. So again, high school associate, it is what it is. Bachelor's degree, $2 million worth of lifetime earnings. Getting to the bag, that's great. Master's, almost 2.5 million. Doctorate, look at that, almost 3.5 million. So over a lifetime, as you can see, that is $1 million more between doctorate and bachelor's. So yes, those extra 6 years, you're going to be a broke college student in college, working part-time somewhere, having no time to sleep because you're doing college and you're working part-time to pay the bills, when you have friends making $50, $60, $70, $80,000 a year, traveling, buying houses, running up the bag, or it appears, and you're like, man, I gotta wait for this for school, and I get this a few years later. But yes, in your 30s, 40s, 50s, life's different. Now, money's not everything. It's always a pursuit of happiness. But money does give you the ability to do more things, have more resources, and if you're proper with your resources, allows you to maybe have a better life if you play your cards right and live the right way. And stay prayed up, of course, right? Of course. Now, from an investment standpoint, why is it important? So we see here from a money standpoint, we're going to have more money. But when we invest our money, we then really get to the bag. And guess what? We don't pay as much taxes, so we keep more money in as well. How is that possible? Let's look at this. Now, we all know all degrees ain't the same either, right? A person with a bachelor's degree, maybe in English and journalism, they might come out of school making $35,000, $40,000 a year. A person in bachelor's degree with business, they might come out making $70,000, $75,000, $80,000. So all bachelor's degrees aren't the same either. But for this conversation, we're going to say 69,000. And you get a raise each year of 3%, right? So we're getting a basic $2,100 raise each year. And of course, that goes up over time. We're doing 15% in our retirement. Great job for you. We're doing the 50, 30, 20 rule, 50% to needs, 30% to wants, The other 20% saving and investing, with 15% investing, 5% saving. Of course, after you pay your tithe. Another story though. So you're doing what you're supposed to do investment wise, 15%. So you put in 492,000. 30 years later, we have $1.6 million. Pretty good. That's at an 8% return. If we're running it up with a fund like our fund, or you have a certified financial planner like me, who's getting to the percentages, not making 8%, no sirree Bob, then you have more. But just an index fund over 30 years, letting it grow, pretty good. What if we had our master's? A master's degree with 80,000, 3% again. So again, we're having that growth every single year. Now the growth is close to $3,400, not 21. 15%. We're being disciplined, put money in our 401k every single year. No employer match. So in all three scenarios, we're not saying your employer is matching. Theoretically speaking, though, a person that has a better degree, better employer, they're probably getting a higher match compared to a person with a lesser degree or a lesser employer, right? When employers are making more money, they do more matches from a 401k standpoint, give you more options from a 401k standpoint. A company's just there growing but really not growing, they might not be able to match your 401k. So that's free money they're not giving you. Hence why better degrees give you better opportunities. That's ancillary from just a salary. But we're doing 30 years as well. We put in 570,000. We're at 1.9 million. Pretty good. Now, from a tax standpoint, because we made more money, we also put more money into our 401k. So yes, I made 80,000. And with my bachelor's, I made 69,000. I made 11,000 more dollars, but since I put more in my 401k, my taxable income per dollar is actually less, which means from a tax standpoint, I'm not paying as much marginal taxes, me making 80,000 doing 15%, compared to me making 69,000 at 15%. In the words of Don King, only in America can we get that type of money. Only in America. Only in America. But ladies and gentlemen, here is the kicker. 100,000. So again, we have our doctorate. Took us a long time to do it. We played that song, never would have made it. We graduated, but we made it. $100,000 at 3% every single year, or we're getting to the bag at $3,000 each year. 15%, 15,000 going to our retirement plan. We're not saying that nobody's matching. Theoretically speaking, better job, better paying job, you're probably getting a match. But let's say you are not. Well, look at this here. 8 years, no. 8 years of school, yes. 8%, 30 years later, we're at $2.3 million. Now, we did 713,000. We compare that to 570,000. Masters. Bachelor's, 492. So here we put in 713. We put in more money. But guess what? Since we have a bigger contribution and we have more money, what does that mean? Less taxes. So we made more money. Our investment account's bigger, but we paid less taxes. It gets even better if you're a business owner. If you have $100,000 in a SEP IRA, you can do up to 25% into that SEP IRA. Now, we're not making $100,000 from a tax standpoint. We're making $75,000, right? Business owners always make more than W-2 employees. Another conversation. But as we can see, we now have 2.3, almost $2.4 million at an 8% return on your money. Made more money, plus less taxes we paid marginally. Only in America, in the words of Don King. Get this though. Since you made $100,000, not $80,000, you made $20,000 more a year. In 10 years, that's $200,000. In 20 years, that's $400,000. In 30 years, that's $600,000. My profiteers, you have $600,000 more that you spent over a lifetime compared to somebody with their master's. You had $780,000 spent more compared to a person with their undergrad. Plus, you got way more money from retirement plan. How is that possible? More money to spend over time, more money in my retirement, and I paid less taxes. This is why we do our graduation, and then we do another graduation 2 years later, getting our master's, and then 4 years after that, getting our doctorate. Because even if we graduated with our bachelor's and went to school part-time, not full-time, part-time. So we get our doctorate, but we get it not at age 28, at age 38. So 10 years later. Well, this stops a lot of things, right? Life is pretty good. You can be a consultant. You can just chill. If you budget properly, don't have to work another day. Now, who retires in their mid-50s? You're going to do something, but it just shows when you are going through the process. Bachelors, don't stop. Masters, don't stop. Get your doctorate. Get to the bag. Now, school's not for everybody. I understand that. You can be an entrepreneur. Even though 90% of businesses fail, you can be an entrepreneur. School is not for everybody. However, most people go to school. This is the route you want to go. If you pick a school, pick Tennessee State University. You know, I'm on the board, the foundation board. We're here to help. We help manage the endowment, giving kids scholarships. And as we know, the less debt you have through college, the more you can have financially, the better off your life is statistically, right? Time value of money. More money invested, more money grows because we're not paying off debts. But for my parents, tell your children, continue through school. Masters, not enough. Go ahead and get that doctorate degree. Bachelor's, not enough. Get that master's, then that doctorate degree. Students, I know you're going to have classmates and friends that's getting into the bag, making $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year when you're working part-time because you're still in school. Peace.
And you just wanna get paid, tired of making no money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late, yeah. Pay for profits to help you seek change, and you just wanna get paid, yeah. Tired of making no money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late, pay for profits to help you seek change, yeah. Cut the show and just listen. You wanna feel empowered by making money decisions. Residual by the hours can get you a better living. Been check to check, you know, and it could be different, you know.